So the problem, I'm done here. The problem, 100%, is because they're 24 tooth gears, there's no way of getting the gears to be exactly 90 degrees to each other. There's no way, because the teeth don't match up. If you had an odd number of teeth, you'll probably do that, but because they're an even number of teeth and the teeth are exactly symmetrical around the circumference, that you cannot have this. Let me just get some gears to show you. Let's use these two. So if you have this one that is parallel to the ground, and you have this one that you want to put vertical, straight vertical, that is not 90 degrees. It's not, because the teeth would have to be right there. Because this center tooth right here is centered to this line, and the center tooth to this line is where the tooth is. So you have to move it off. So one is always going to be slightly tilted. So which means that every other row going across this thing, they're not interfacing at 90 degrees to each other. There's like 88.5, which means that one side has a wider gap and one side has a narrower gap. That's important to know, because when you watch it and you watch them go around, you will see that the corners, the outer corners, the outer whatever, are missing one by a long margin and missing other ones by a short margin. So every other one. So what you have to do, and it's a difference between this side and this corner, because this is we'll call it the inside corner, and this is the outside corner, right? So if you put the 1x1 round plate on, you can see that this one doesn't have one on this side. It's on the other side. This one's on this side, and that one's on this side. So if you put it on this side, it's going to connect to the one that swings around, because it's a closer tolerances. So it's a big pain in the butt to figure that out. So inside, outside, inside. So these two are identical. These two would hit on this side and wide range on that side. So now that I moved all of them, so this one's on the here, and that one's on the inside here, they all miss each other. They don't hit at all. Can't complain about that at all. So the issue is, and then let's go here and turn off the light. Make sure that's on. Let me go turn off the other light. Ooh, look at my shirt. The Marine shirt. That looks kind of cool. Kind of looked like it did before. Trans neon green is just utterly fantastic. What I really like about trans green, and I hope I don't lose this light. I got this light at the dollar store. Not dollar store. I got it at Value Village one time, just to see what would happen. We're gonna move this aside. Is that your hands glow? Like it's like you're picking up radioactive stuff. Your hands are glowing. Like it's completely, you're making your entire hand green. So where I have fun, I find fun. So I think that's pretty much done. It's show worthy, quote unquote. Now I'm happy with it. It's no longer clinking and clunking and whatever. The other thing is that you can see this middle row, there's 16. And this top row, there's 3, 5, 5, 5, and 3. So, whatever. And of course, the bottom, you can see the bottom is just spinning around like that. I think that adds to it. I was originally going to use newer modified plates that have the stud on the side, so I could just have the whole thing, but I said, just to have it just like that, innocuous as possible. Yeah, I think that's a good enough service. I think that'll be good for lights out for any kind of show I do. I can't complain about that at all. I do notice in the video, trying to see, that sometimes it doesn't seem to line up, but I think it's fine. So in the end, I think I've modified it as much as I possibly can. Basically, it's back to its original state, except stronger. I changed some of the gearing. Whoa. Whoa. This is me trying to be proactive and get this wire out here. That's all mixed up inside here. Come on, there we go. This was a mistake. Not the worst mistake I've made today, but come on, get out of here. You can do it. There we go. I changed the gearing. I'll take this off. See, it all comes off. And there's the bottom. Cool bottom. I changed the gearing on this guy. Let me put this one piece on here. I put the big crown gear there. So this will actually spin slower now than it did before. It was 1-to-1 before because I just used the 16 tooth that you see in there up here. I wanted it to revolve slower than the stuff was spinning. So the spinning's still 1-to-1, but the revolving of the entire plate is now like 1-to-2. It's half the speed. I think that makes it look neater. So I'm happy with this thing. I may try to studio it. I've never used studio before, but love that. I may try studio to get it all done and see if other people want to download the instructions. I had quickly, and shot it out of my mind, I quickly thought I would submit this as a Lego Ideas. But this is too old school, and I love this motor, and I don't want to change that. So this is not going to be a Lego Idea set. Jason's ornery over there. Oops, let me drop the sun. Jason's little contraption here is a fantastic, should have been a fantastic Lego Ideas, and they just came up with their own, but I like Jason's better. But maybe I'll buy a new one. I don't know. I already got one, so I don't need Jason's. I mean, I don't need somebody else's. Whee! Earth is a little lopsided. Whee! Anywho, a nice short videos for a change. I'm liking this. The ABS hasn't finished drying yet, so I haven't tested the pneumatic cylinders. I want to leave them for like a day or more. So I will get back into that. But some nice short videos for you for a change instead of me going out for 58 minutes. So you can play catch up, Jeff. And that's it. That's all. I'm going to clean up and hang out with the family for the rest of the night. I want everybody, literally, I mean this sincerely, I want everybody to stay safe. A really quick tangent before I close up. Try to be quick tangent. I remember building this, saw something, my original iteration of this, pre-internet. I think I was about 20, 22, living on my own. And what I did there was I got a bunch of Technic beams, and I offset them. So if you get, let me see if I can do this really quickly. Not from that one. That's holding the camera. So if we get, where's those gears? There they are. So I put them in there. In there. We get another gear. And this is what we used to figure out literally all the time back in the day, is how to get rows and rows of gears. And I did not at all think about aesthetics, because this is fantastic, but I did not think about aesthetics last time. And so if you have a row of gears like this and a row of gears like that, let me just find another piece. I'll show you. that. And is that it yet? Nope, not yet. I have to get a couple plates. I think this is exactly what I did. I'm trying to remember. There we go. This is my original iteration. Notice how it's not square to each other because I'm using the Technic plates instead of the Technic bricks here. But this is what I did originally, and this was, excuse me, this was harder for me to get that working properly because, of course, look how close these two things are already, and these two things are far apart. But it did work. I did get it to work. Wow, I'm burping all of a sudden. I did not want to do that again. I wanted to do this. But one of my ideas was that I had a whole row of gears here in a diamond shape. So basically I just continued one up here, 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5. So it was a diamond shape, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it looked cool because it wasn't just like a circle. It was kind of like a diamond shaped thing. But I didn't want to do that this time. So, and maybe it was 2 plates. I don't think it was 2 plates. I don't think this works now. No, that doesn't work at all. So it was 1 plate. I'm remembering. So that's what I did last time. Again, 30 years ago. So I like this better. It's a lot easier and a lot easier to work with. So yeah. So I thought I'd show you this, what I did. Again, pre-internet. That inspired me to do this. So something I built 30 plus years ago after watching Superman. Inspired me to build this thing. So again, what goes around comes around, and there is nothing new under the sun. And I do like revisiting my youth. So I'm happy that this is working and there's no clicking. I don't think I'm gonna add any more to it. I will work on the RCX part, wherever that went. Not sure where that went. To make sure that that is show worthy itself, because again, if this thing's running all the time, I'm gonna wear out the gears all the time. So people have to push buttons to make it work. I think that's a fair trade-off. It's only gonna be running when people are looking at it. And occasionally randomly turning on by itself, which I always like. Oh, there it is right there. There's a squirrel on top. Thanks, Joseph. And so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make this slightly better, probably more programming and a better push button, because sometimes the button didn't work and I don't like that. The button has to work every single time. So I'm gonna revisit this at some point, make a better, console to control this thing. I do wish that the RCX was able to handle the adjustment of the speed better. Unfortunately, it's just the 8 settings. If I put in a different firmware, I should be able to get more speed settings, so it would have variable speeds, but right now it is just 8 speeds, 0 to 7, and 0 is off and 1 is already fast, because there's no friction and or weight to this thing. It's very easy for the RCX to push. So and there's very little difference between speed 1 and speed 7 on this. I wanted to go very, very slow, or I'll dig up my good friend Ian's contact information to ask him how he did that, because he did it for all his rides that he built back in the day with the RCX. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys a short video, so we're done. Everybody out there, stay safe, take care. I'm just happy to see it working. I do like that white one going around sometimes, and sometimes I don't, so I'm still on the fence about whether or not I'm going to keep it in there, but we'll see. It's mesmerizing. So that's it. You guys all stay safe. Talk to you soon. Addendum time. It's been a while. So I'm going to see if I can do this, and I can show you that if you look right here, I'm getting mirrored here. Okay, this way. This is odd. There. You can see how close these two are to each other. And so when you're spinning this thing around, you can see that if you put a 1x1 round plate on this one on the inside, and a 1x1 round plate on this side on this one, there, that they would hit each other, and that's what the issue was. And yet you'll see these things go around, and see now that they are clearing out. I think it's because of sideways, and they're little. But see, they do not hit each other now. But if they're on the opposite side, they would hit each other. And so, you know, you have to play with it. So in the end, try it. It's kind of fun, and moving art, I like to call it. And overall, it's working just fine. So addendum, I'll probably just add it before I upload it. So I will talk to you guys soon.